Hey there guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to be taking a look at the two trailers for Sons of the Forest, or it might be better known as The Forest 2, a sequel, a follow-up to the original Forest game. A game I really enjoyed. It was an open world survival horror game. Nothing else really like it. I really enjoyed the original. Still play it to this day sometimes. And there's a couple of trailers that came out actually quite a long time ago. I kind of wanted to go through them. I recently rewatched them and they were so impactful and they were so good. I just thought I'd make a video talking about them, going through them, because I never broke them down when they were initially released. If you want to watch the trailers yourselves, there's links in the description. But we're going to be going through both of these trailers in kind of a breakdown fashion. So this is the first trailer. Let's go. So we're in a helicopter. Now, if you don't know, the original Forest game, you're in an airplane and you crash onto an island. This obviously is a slightly different setup where you're obviously... in a helicopter, although it kind of looks, if I rewind here, it kind of looks like you're part of the military, because this chap here has kind of got all the military outfit. You can't see his face. He's got glasses, got obviously some kind of helmet on, plus his like military vest. We've also got a shotgun there as well, a couple of pilots. So it looks like a fairly heavy helicopter. So some serious business, which is pretty cool. He's got a laptop. He's checking his email. I need to check my email on this flight. It's very important. Fight demons. Okay. And then, all of a sudden, you know what's going to happen. You get this creature here. Something, a mutant of some kind, attack the helicopter. And it is really cool. You don't really see much of it. Even if I rewind and hit play again, you don't really see anything. It kind of just leaps at the helicopter. And then you see this blood splatter on the side. There we go. And obviously the helicopter's on fire, which I'll touch on a little bit for the next trailer. Here we've got a Torchlight there. We've also got a starter axe. In the Forest 1, we had something similar, although it was orange. This is obviously more stealth-like. It's kind of a matte black color. And then, oh, the hand comes up. And actually, it's not a torch. I just realized this is a helmet. Wow, okay, that's proper spooky. Ah, yes, I remember now. And then something pulls him into the shadows and you just see his light through the bushes. That is horrifying. And yes, this next bit. Like the biggest blood splatter you've ever seen in your life. Look, it's all the way up here. Absolutely ridiculous. Pretty cool. And then we got like this really eerie stuff. So this is definitely horror, kind of psychedelic, kind of weird. Like you got fireflies around, there's weird music, and this bit is really clever. So here it looks like some weird lady is crawling up onto a rock, and we find out a little bit more about her in the next trailer. But here it looks like she's just got two legs. She's a normal lady. But then the trailer does something really weird. For one thing, she kind of does this weird... I don't know what that is. Now, if you look carefully, there, you can see she's actually got three legs. But you don't actually see it until she fully turns around. And it's kind of clever because it's in the shadows and you don't really see it. But then you're like, what? She has three legs? She actually has three arms as well. I just realized. I did not notice that before. Okay, freaky lady. She's weird. And then look at this. This is a beautiful screenshot right here of the forest in like a more of a, you know, a nice setting here. So we've got trees, we've got an axe. There's someone else on the ground. I'm assuming that's another player. I doubt there'll be AI, although that would be kind of an interesting dynamic. But it looks like if it is another player, you're able to find, you know, military gear. You've got some proper boots. You've got a gun. You've got a backpack. You know, you've got all the gear. And probably no idea. Little skull on the floor, skull there, and a cave. Screw the caves, man. Oh, no, no. Don't do it. And yeah, this is just a great overview. You've got some kind of like golem frickin' mutants. You've got some legsy person here. Torchlight. No! No! Nope. And that is the first trailer, which is really impactful. So that sets the tone. It basically tells you it's going to be a sequel. It doesn't really give you much information. This one is interesting. It actually starts with the helicopter crash. Now, it's different in this trailer because there's no... Same guys up the front. You're in a different seat. Before you're on the left seat, now you're on the right seat, it seems. And also, there's no fire. So whether or not you can have different beginnings to the game, or they've just changed the beginning, I don't know. But same situation. Now, you've got a little GPS thing, so this is like some obviously modern GPS with, I assume, a touch screen or something. A big antenna. It doesn't look like a phone, which I think is much better. Like the map compass combo, I wasn't a huge fan of. This is cool. I know this is only chopping down wood, but look at the physics of the wood chippings coming out of the tree. You see that? Let's just rewind it. Look at that. That's so cool. It's a bit slow, sorry, when I rewind, but look at that. So cool. The other thing as well is you get a really interesting snow falling off the trees when you cut it. And this is actually interesting for a couple of reasons, because in the forest, the original forest, there was a mountain area, but it was really hard to live up there because there wasn't much foliage in the mountains. So you'd have to take everything up there. It was also difficult. So it was like really, really the difficulty amplified. This, obviously, you're out in the cold, but there's plenty of foliage here. You got sticks, you got trees, and you got the snow, which is, is interesting. Now, snow deformation here, pretty interesting. Looks like a log cabin. There's also what looks like solar panels on the side and on the floor. So whether or not you'll be able to, I don't know, Fallout 4 style, just make contraptions or something. I really don't know. But it looks like a prefab. This looks really, really specific here. Also got like what looks to be a tanning rack there or something. Big open space, and you've got your friend waiting there. You've also got like this fence post. I'm going to let it go forward here. There you go. So you've got the weird lady who was in the original first trailer. She's just out in the cold. Whether or not your mission is to look after her, I hope that AI is good enough that she just doesn't walk off a cliff or just do annoying things and it's hard to keep track of. But it looks like here you said, no, you wait outside in the cold. Or she just follows you around and it's kind of weird and everything else ignores her. I don't know. I really don't know. But lots of trees, weird fencing, and a little guitar there I've spotted. You see that? That's kind of interesting. But this log cabin actually comes later on in the trailer as well. So that's what makes me think it's like a prefab, which we did see in the first game. Right, again, she's kind of chilling out by some, I don't know, is that salmon like climbing up the water? I don't know if they go up the water or they go down. I don't know, and I don't particularly care, but all I know is there's salmon in the fish and they're going up in the air, and that's kind of cool. Got like a mist here as well, like a fog, which is kind of interesting, and obviously, most importantly, a freaking crossbow, military grade, freaking badass looking crossbow, which I imagine we're going to have to find in a cave or put the parts together and like around the map. I don't know, but yeah, that's cool. And then we start to see the mutants, and this is more gameplay. Now, interestingly, there is a gun. And I think there's more of a focus on gunplay. I don't know if it's going to be the main focus. But there we go. A couple of gunshots there. Nice headshot. Yeah, it looks like a small pistol. I suspect if there is ammo, it's going to be very scarce. And you're either going to have to make it somehow or just find it. Or you only get a set amount at the start of the game, which would be a really interesting thing. If you're given 20 bullets throughout the whole playthrough, when do you use them? So that'd be interesting. And here it looks like we've got some mutants kind of helping one another out. There's one on the floor here as well. It looks like he's holding a bone to whack you with. He's bringing a bone to a gunfight. Interesting. And then we have like a really weird section, and I don't know what is going on here. Is he digging a grave? Is he digging... Can you dig a lot? I don't know. I mean, it looks like this is quite time consuming. It looks like it is really, really slow. So I hope this isn't to do with like foundations or anything to do with the buildings, because if it is this slow and you're only getting like a little shovel thing each time, Welcome to today's live stream where I'm digging. Literally the slowest I've ever dug. There we go. We'll talk about that in a minute. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. I suspect you won't be able to dig everywhere, just in these kind of, maybe these mud piles, and maybe there's treasure in there. Or treasure. You're not a pirate. If like maybe there is, you know, normally something of value in the mud. I don't know. Like, you know how in the Forest 1 there's like the little water pools? Maybe it's a similar kind of setup where it's like a mud pool that maybe you can find parts in. Maybe these are graves from the mutants or civilizations, and maybe you can find something of value. Maybe this is where you find the crossbow. I don't know. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. And actually, if I go back to here, it's that shovel right here. That was really lucky. At the start of the first trailer. So that's pretty neat. They actually gave you a clue to that in the first trailer. Anyway, now I've got to try and... Oh, I was close. And then we get onto the big door, which looks like a vault door safe, maybe. Maybe this is just a safe. Or maybe this is what he was digging. It kind of implies that. Like, he's kind of digging, and it's a similar mud, and it's still lightning. So maybe this is... Maybe he's face down right now, rather than it being a door. Maybe he's, like, laying on it. I don't... It doesn't... Yeah, he could be crouched down. So maybe this is something you find in the ground, and it's a door that opens upwards. There's a... In fact, I would argue it is face down, because there is a light source here, and if I'm right, that's the moon. Because it doesn't look like he's got a torch. Like, right now, there's no light other than the moon behind him. And in fact, these gaps here could potentially be, like, gaps in the trees. Maybe. Who knows? And then he's obviously inside. There's electricity here. We've got the lights on. And this is real creepy. One thing I've just noticed, there are knives on the wall. Okay. There's something on the telly. I can't actually read out what that says. You name me something like going crazy. This is karaoke. Because like, I imagine there's a song playing and this is karaoke. So we got some eggs, rubbish bags. Okay, there's a lamp, a laptop, chess. What's that on the floor there? Can we see what that is? Looks like a rubbish bag. And paintings on the side. I don't know whether or not you'll be able to live in here, or this is like a one-time thing. Really have no idea. In fact, hang on, let's pause it here. So this is a bedroom by the looks of it, or cinema room. There's like a seat there. But then there's this stuff, so it makes me think it's maybe some kind of office space. There is a lake. I'm assuming this is in Canada, just based on the lakes and the trees and the vibe. I don't know. I just get Canada wilderness vibes. What do you think? And then we have this 3D printer, which is interesting. We've got another 3D toy, which was in the first game. It looks very similar. I don't think it's exactly the same. But here it kind of says, I imagine you can print a 3D toy, a mask, or I forget what the symbol is. Oh, you know what? That is ammo. So when you get to this point, you can print either toy, mask, or bullets. Interesting. Okay. And it says available 90 milliliters. So the mask is 10 milliliters and you've got 90. Okay, so this is a 3D printer. You can tell it's 3D printer, just the weird line markings. You get that on 3D printed stuff. He's obviously printed a mask. So in the first game, you could paint yourself to kind of hide around the mutants. I imagine this is a similar thing. Oh, it does it so quickly. Hang on, let me see if I can do this by hand. Yeah, so there's a mask there. I mean, you can see it was a mask before, but you obviously put that over your face and hide yourself. You can pick the color. Now, I have a theory about this, and we'll get onto it in a little bit, but just keep that in mind. You can choose the color in the laptop. I don't know if this is the same laptop that was in the other room, but that's kind of interesting. You just put that over your face. Oh, and then, okay, so we'll come back to that. Now we're showing a little bit more of the gameplay. So we've got this flooring, foundation laying, and it's a lot more animated. Like, that bit there is so cool. It's just a really nice, you know, attention to detail on, like, immersion animations. So if I go from here, one punch the log and it snaps in half like an absolute unit. Doosh. Look at that. It's great. And then you come across the same log cabin we saw at the beginning of the trailer in the wilderness. It's obviously not the same place because the log cabin is facing a different way. I thought maybe it could be the same log cabin, just now there's no snow. But it doesn't look like... I think it's facing a different way. So I think this is a prefab that you can build. And it looks bigger. And we've also got our first glimpse of the zip line, which is really cool. Which was in the first game. So we've got a mutant here trying to break in. Mutants trying to take stuff. Interestingly, we've got the same seagull from the last game. But this mutant, it doesn't really look like a mutant. It's like some kind of civilization. But are they trying to take the tree back to nature? Or are they... are they just taking it? Do they want building? Are they going to build structures? I don't know. And then we've got a really nice, cool scene here where you're holding a shotgun. There's a freaking zip line next to a waterfall, so that's really cool. These trees look insane detail. The building that you've built is demolished, and we've got our first glimpse of a mask. Now, that looks gold-like to me, or yellow. And this is where my theory... I think there's different factions in this play space. So you're going to have a choice. Do you want to be part of the red tribe, the gold tribe? At the beginning of the trailer, there was white face painted tribes. So I'm imagining the white is the first tribe, red, and then gold. Because right here, there's a bit of a situation where you're wearing that red mask, and this guy's got a gold mask on. And then, what is this? So that's just my theory. Let me know in the comment section whether or not you think I'm onto anything there. But, oh my god, the designs of the mutants are so good. And then we have a freaking taser. Got a couple of mutants down here. They look so creepy. It's amazing. And I'm going to wager, in this lake, there's something at the bottom. There's a tunnel. Just my hunch. And there you go. End of the trailer. And now the logo's in red. 2021. Which is... When is the game coming out? I want to know. So let me know what you think of my thoughts down in the comment section. I'll link to the trailers down below. If you want to make sure you don't miss any live streams of this game, make sure you subscribe. And I'm a hype for this game. This is a fantastic trailer. I only saw it the other day, but man. Oh, the designs. It looks so cool. Like, what is this? That's crazy. Anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.